Welcome back to the CSGO Pro League. T-Squared and Ryu hanging out at the Xfinity desk. We want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Kingwin, for making this season happen. We appreciate your continued support. And I'd also like to mention that the Intel Extreme Masters returns to the Bay Area for the 3rd season in a row. Join us at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California, November 19th through the 20th for some stadium-level competition in CSGO and League of Legends. For more information on that, IntelExtremeMasters.com is your destination. But it's time for the score hot match of the week. OpTic Gaming taking on Splyce. We already talked about Machine Gun and also Stanislaw. He's in, Daps out.
Yeah, there's a last-minute change to the 5 that we're looking at here. Stanislaw will be playing in place of Daps today. And then we've got Naft, Tarek being the sort of newest addition, I guess, now, with Stanislaw being removed and then re-added. Rush and then Mixwell. Mixwell's had a really, really good start to the season. Tarek's been a little hot and cold. They didn't really have that honeymoon period that some of the other teams have had with new players. It's a good 5. I think Stanislaw brings a little bit more firepower to the table than Daps did, but I believe he'll be filling the in-game leader role. So there might be a little bit of a different style we may see today. I think they're pretty similar as callers, but whenever you swap out that position, it's always a little bit of a risk.
In their competition, that's going to be Splyce, taking a look at their roster: Arya, Davey, Asilian, Crucial, and Machine Gun. Who are you going to be looking out for besides Machine Gun, who's obvious? Crucial?
Crucial, definitely, yeah. He's a really, really talented player. We've already seen some flashes of brilliance from him. I think the added firepower of Machine Gun plus the existing firepower of Crucial, they can win matches that people aren't expecting. I mean, possibly even today. I think it's a little bit of a long shot, but they do have a lot of individual skill. It's just, is an individual skill alone enough to win against teams like OpTic? I would lean towards no, but I'm really, really excited, especially to watch Machine Gun's debut today.
So the question is how do you think Stanislaw going to fit into OpTic now? Because do you think that he's feeling any type of, saltiness because he was replaced, or do you think he's just going to be professional about it and be like, hey, plug and play, let's go, I'm ready to go?
Yeah, he was playing with them at the Northern Arena event this past weekend, where they didn't have Tarek. They had Stan and Daps. Everything seemed normal with those guys. He may have actually been calling this weekend. They didn't have the best of events, but they played pretty well overall. I don't think there'll be any bitterness there at all.
All right, well, the players are trickling into the lobby, so we're going to throw on over to the casters. That's going to be Lex and Blue. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you very much, Tom. And we are getting ready to jump into our first map here, which is going to be on Mirage. Once again, it is the score hot match of the week, and it's between Splyce and OpTic. Lex, what do we make of this one before we actually jump into the match? We're still waiting for 1 or 2 guys to join, but just getting your general opinion on things.
I think this is, going to be an interesting match, and kind of what the analysts over there were before they landed over the casters, just talking about the addition of some of this raw talent from all over the world, really, onto the Splyce roster. It's not really going to be a true test of how good they can be, obviously. Give them a few months, maybe not even this season. We'll see them at their primest form if they decide to stick together. But ultimately, I think, when we're talking about a match where OpTic isn't exactly in the most stable spot, right? They just have been swapping players back and forth. They're going to events without Tarek. And then just now adding Stanislaw back in, that's the big question mark for me is how are both of these teams going to progress through the rest of the season?
OpTic seems like a bit of an esports soap opera as of late with players coming in and out.
What did you tell me during the break?
I said it was esports Survivor.
Yeah, esports.
Who's going to get voted out of the house next?
Congratulations, you are the weakest link, Daps. That's actually really cool. Daps is a good player, and he's an accomplished player, and he's had an illustrious CSGO career.
The most recent turn of events, they go to Stanislaw. Dude, we're sorry. We didn't mean to throw the knife in your back. Let's just pull that out.
Oh, I mean, it's all business, right? They just want to win. I understand that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for OpTic moving forward is they have a real shot. I mean, they're sitting at 5-5 right now, I believe.
Yep.
Playoffs still in the picture for these guys. Definitely not in a situation where it's we need to win every single match yet. But, this would be a huge 2-0 over Splyce moving into the picture of playoffs. This will be actually their halfway point through the season, I believe. So. And
also to Splyce sitting at 1-3, so needing to try and stack up some wins. At this point, though, it seems like the team is more of sort of in that experimental phase where they finally got this roster here, and now they get to see how exactly this works, and then from there build a base and try to actually work it together.
Yeah, and I hope the players on Splyce, specifically Ari and Davey, who are kind of welcoming these 3 international players onto their roster, and also the Splyce management, just understand that building a CSGO team overnight just based on talent, hardly ever works in North America, but it works. It's going to work even less if I had to guess. With all these guys that from all different places all over the world, but different languages as well. But Machine Gun, his English will be good by the end of the season, and this is a long-term project for sure. So if they have some immediate success, if they come out here and steal a map from OpTic, like, you're not only feeling good, but they're not necessarily worried about, like, the end result of the season, or at least I hope they're not. But they're going to find wins. They're going to find wins. I'm telling you that right now. These guys, the amount of talent that you have on this roster, like, you're going to win a few games, even if you don't deserve to. So
while the talent is there, the strategical part of the team is still going to take some time to get work together, group them up, obviously, and learn how these 5 can actually play together, formulate their own strats and whatnot, sync up their play styles, and then is when we'll start hopefully seeing like the magic happen with them actually being able to perform and take some bigger matches and whatnot against higher tier North American teams. But for right now, your prediction still saying OpTic 2 on this one, or do you think there's a chance for them to slip the map away?
I think they can slip a map away. But my prediction obviously would be at 2-0. With Splyce in particular, and just kind of the condition that OpTic is in, morale can't be high. I think I'm looking towards, for OpTic, I know Tarek is the big all-star that they just picked up, and Mixwell, I mean, European import as well. These guys all are incredible. All 5 members of OpTic are like tier 1 as far as North America goes, players. But like I feel like Naf and Rush are the 2 linchpins that really are going to bring success to this team. And I feel like Naf may have been inconsistent over the last season. I mean, he'll have explosive matches where he gets 30 kills, and then you won't hear from him in the next 2 maps. Rush, I feel like, is one of the best players in North America. He's been fulfilling his role in this team. Is one of the best entry fraggers in North America, and has some serious raw talent that I think is still left untapped. I know Moses actually tweeted about it, and I had a little conversation with him, where Rush hasn't necessarily peaked yet, but for OpTic to find their final form, no matter what this roster looks like, Rush really needs to step up to the plate. And it won't be so relevant here tonight, but because I don't think Splyce is going to be able to actually test the limits of OpTic. But it would be really nice if Splyce like found some early success, wins a few pistol rounds, and actually, we get to see how OpTic pressed up against the wall can perform.
Yeah, absolutely. And in case anyone is wondering, by the way, what we are still waiting for, it is Arya. Still waiting for him to ready up. So you may feel free to tweet at him at your leisure to tell him to please
tweet him.
Ready up.
Yeah, some really
start this game.
Yeah, just
it's not our fault.
What could he possibly be?
100% his fault.
He's got a kid at home, but I believe they're in a gaming house. So I don't know what the excuse could possibly be. I love Arya. He's a former teammate of mine. Great dude, but Arya, ready up, bro.
Indeed. The second map, though, I feel like is a place where, especially if we see the guys from Splyce starting off well, that they could actually gain an edge over them and kind of steal things away. Since we'll be going to Cobblestone for the second map, and especially in domestic matchups here in North America, that's where like a lot of chaos just tends to happen. Where like one team like, oh, this team's gonna win this map easily, and then it just gets completely flipped on its head.
It's kind of weird. It's something that I noticed last season, specifically about the top North American teams, Liquid, Cloud9, CLG, any of the teams that really can compete on an international scale are good at Cobble, and they love to play it. And I think it's just like there was a period of time when Europeans were playing Cobble like crazy, and Americans just tried to adapt more or less. And OpTic is one of those teams that is scary on Cobble. So while I agree with you, because Splyce in general is kind of like the wild card team of Pro League. So like I can't accurately sit here and say that my prediction will be correct.
Well, this is
I have no idea.
This is the first time we're going to be seeing that the team really fully play together. I believe it was a full 5 outside of like any scrims or whatnot that may have been streamed. So it turns out, by the way, that it was no longer Arya that we were waiting for by the time we called him out. It was actually Mixwell that we started waiting for. So they were to tweet at him too. As far as we're aware,
there's only 9 in the server right now.
Yeah, I don't even know at this point.
I don't know. This is where I wish I was De Bears and could just entertain people for literally as long as it takes. Did anybody say anything really inappropriate on Twitter lately? Like, can I just go on a rant? De Bears, ask a rant? I don't know.
We have been told we should be live within a few seconds here, but who knows at this point? North American players, man. The worst part is it's not even North American players. I'm pretty sure like pretty close to half, if not over half of this match is non-North American players right now.
Yeah, we casted one last week. I forget who was playing. It was like NRG. No, it was NRG versus SK, and I was like, there are like 2 North American players in like Fugly and
4
Peter.
of them in this game.
And
Are,
yeah,
are
there's
not
4
from
in
North
here.
America.
Scary times, man. Just to be an American.
They're taking away
I'm keeping the pin.
all the spots, man.
Keeping the pin.
North America's got to step up.
I am a real American. Hulk Hogan, everybody.
It looks like we are getting readied up now, guys. So we can finally jump into the game. Once again, this is the Score Esports' hot match of the week. And it is going to be Splyce versus OpTic. Starting off our first map now here on Mirage with Splyce going on to the T side. OpTic Gaming starting off on the CT side.
Yeah, and I think if Splyce is going to be starting on the T side, I hate when I say things like this. This pistol round is very important, Blue. You know? I'm
You just fall into that,
If they
man.
find some momentum,
The more you cast, the more you start saying
just
it like
all
that.
the obvious things, I'm just going to spell them all out.
Well, 'cause
If they get this pistol round, they'll send the other team to an eco. Natfly's actually getting aggressive here in upper B, and this is going to bode well for Splyce. Crucial finds the first frag. Mixwell trades one back on our Davey, and Stanislaw answers as well. So this kind of A fake into a B split is going to work for a plan, at least. Ascilian and Crucial are both on this B bomb site. Crucial pushed up in here towards Market. Rush is already on the B flank. And Crucial actually is going to find that first kill into Mixwell. He did not wait for his teammates to come in for this retake, but it's still a 2-on-3. Looking good for OpTic right now, but Splyce pinned up in Kitchen is Crucial. Rush will find Ascilian, so it's just Crucial now with this Tech 9 over in Kitchen. He's dueling with Tarek, but doesn't quite know whether or not the Rush is on the bomb yet. Stanislaw's hunting down Crucial, and as Crucial comes out that doorway, Rush finds him, so OpTic going to get this defuse. First round not going the way of Splyce.
Very close one indeed, but obviously it does go into the hands of OpTic. So they'll just be able to find that defuse, putting their first round up on the board. And Splyce will have to work at the bottom of this one on the T side. In the second round, though, we should be seeing a pretty light buy if we go back to normality after yesterday's final match, of course, which was just, well, it was a mess. We won't talk about that, but again, saving up here now, waiting for the third round before Splyce invests. They've got that activated. They're just going to buy up a couple flashbangs this time. And basically, what I would assume would be an all-in attempt on the site to just try and get that second plan, if they can find that at least.
Absolutely. A couple flashbangs and Glocks. 2 P250s, so not a pure Glock round coming in from Splyce. It would be really, I mean, the first bomb plant's always really important, obviously. But if you can actually get an off on the field in the third round, that'd be huge. And the B attack is coming on now. Tarek falling to that bomb site. Mixwell bails him out, but Tarek just has a 5-7 over here. He's getting quickly overwhelmed. The bomb is down on the bomb site. Ascilian's not able to recover, so Crucial now in a 1v4. Not going to happen. No bomb plant comes out here for Splyce.
Shutting it out completely. They're going to lose Tarek. Nicely done surviving. Good movement from him around the site to keep himself alive and pick up multiple kills there. So, and we'll pick up the second round now for OpTic, and this does lead us into the first gun round, but obviously without that second plant from Splyce, they're not really going to have a whole lot of utility for the most part. Just going to have the default smokes, a couple flashbangs across the board, and a Molotov on Crucial.
Yeah, no, FAMAS is across the board for OpTic as well, rather than Tarek and Rush, I guess, who do have M4s, but still superior firepower going the way of Splyce. Just kind of setting up in a default. They have Machine Gun lurking over there towards A. Got to figure it's like no countdowns are necessary when Machine Gun is lurking over there by himself. It'll be interesting to see how he plays it, just playing passive as Davey and Crucial are setting up towards top mid, and Arya and Cillian are in upper B, sitting, waiting in B apps for any kind of aggression, going for late mid control, I imagine.
Now starting to shift their way down to it too, but no reason to waste time as of yet. OpTic, though, have 2 players posted up to watch for this kind of a push. Smoke is, they're going to attempt to throw a window smoke, but it actually misses, drops below. Only cover, well, just that random open area outside here. And we can see the other 2 moving in from the underpass, trying to get themselves outside. The second smoke does actually connect into window. That is going to be another one you use that they cannot actually use in a post-plant scenario here. They throw a third into connector, still waiting for them to actually move towards the site, but they actually move up the connector a little bit here. Cillian and Arya. Arya goes right up to the box, finds Rush sitting out in the open, and Machine Gun's just going to push right in against Stanislaw. The A site's actually open now, so they'll give up the B attempt and just work their way over here towards A instead, causing rotates from OpTic, but Mixwell surprising a little bit onto Arya there. We see Tarek also picking up 2 kills against Machine Gun and Cillian, leaving this into an even 2-on-2 at the end of the day. And also, Tarek just peeking away from that as he was about to get 2 peek into his face, but actually gets another one. That's Davey going down. He's even spotted Crucial, runs out of ammo, quick to get out of there though. And now he's really got to focus on just trying to get this plant here in the 1v2. Flash over, but ends up only flashing himself right in the face. They're spraying him down through the trip stack backside. They hit him a little bit more, down to 6 HP, and he won't even find that plant. Tarek's just going to take him down through the boxes, and OpTic will clean up this round.
Yeah, 4 huge kills coming out from Tarek from that cap position, just able to wither down the opponents. He finds that nice kill into Davey, and one by one, Splyce just picked apart by Tarek. That round 100% should have gone Splyce's way. The key frag was Machine Gun actually coming up after that entry that Arya found in Connector, able to basically clear out that A bomb site, but with a lack of utility in that first gun round, we're unable to smoke off Connector, get up there properly, and now it's just going to be a deagle buy coming out from Splyce, see if they can get any kills. Nafly finds the first one, but Davey does respond on a rush, so if Vasilian can find this frag on a Tarek in upper B, this might open up the B bomb site. He will not. Nonetheless, now it's a 3v4, just trying to do any economic damage they can.
He's also trying to see if he can grab some of these guys from his position up on Cat, and he does. Arya pushes a little bit forward without any utilities board to block off the Cat area. Now we're down to just Machine Gun and Davey. And they already realize Machine Gun's sitting back over here on the top boxes, so he's going to place himself in this position while Davey is going to lurk over here towards the B bomb site. He's alone going up against Tarek, who had that great performance in the last round. Catches Tarek off guard, though, so Davey's actually going to find that kill. Unfortunately, Mixwell was a quick rotate away, and he does pull back there to be able to catch Davey. And now this only leaves Machine Gun up and running in a 1v3. They know he's out mid here, trying to frag out. He gets a good amount of damage over onto Mixwell, but he's able to retreat back behind the boxes, and as he goes over here towards Connector, he won't spot Nafly around the angle there. So OpTic again, shut it down. Don't lose so many players, although quite a few get low. It's the kills that matter, and they only take down Tarek and Rush.
Yeah, this round is going to be hugely important for the rest of the half for Splyce. Second gun round coming out, they have full utility. This is really the test. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they opt to do or have any kind of executes ready on any map at all. But specifically here on Mirage, you know, probably going to throw out an A execute here. Lining up for smokes pretty early on. Asilian lurking over there towards mid. Not going to find anything early on, so it'll all be on Stanislaw and Rush to hold off this A push.
And Asilian starting us off as well with his position on top mid. Going for the smoke and window. There actually is a lot of pressure from OpTic just around this area, but also note too Mixwell, who's pushed all the way through the B approach and is coming outside and it'll wrap towards T spawn. He's getting so much intel from this one. They absolutely know it's going to be an A play, so they've rotated pretty much everybody in. Nafly's even got that position just outside of the underpass where he's going to basically get the kill on Asilian for free. Here comes Mixwell just as they're pushing in. They don't even expect that. There's the kill. He almost boxes them in, but look at it. This entire hit just goes. Falls apart so quickly, and Davey is the last one alive. He's going to peek out, finds one kill. Mixwell with the good timing, though, does find the trade, and OpTic get a good read early on and prevent Splyce from really doing anything at all. Yeah,
and unfortunately for Splyce, they line up in this execute so quick. They wait for Asilian to kind of get this pseudo map control where he goes top mid. He's able to push down almost towards window, and then OpTic basically just converges. A couple flashes, well-timed peeks from your teammates, and they're able to clear Asilian out very quickly. That was Nafly from that underpass area. And Asilian, even though he was in mid, was not even aware of how much aggression was actually coming out from OpTic. So the flank came in. Mixwell was already all the way through T-spawn towards A ramp before Splyce even threw their smoke. So blowing up that execute is Mixwell. Well played to OpTic to start things out. 5-0 now. Smokes, Tech-9s, armor for Splyce. They throw those A smokes over. They're just going to try and get a bomb plant here, but Stanislaw's already pushed through Palace. Nafly's alone in the site, so if they can kill him, they might be able to get a bomb plant here, but he finds two. And Stanislaw is quick on the hunt from behind.
Greedy, he does stay out in the open there. That's where Asilian's going to find the trade. But now, again, here comes that flank. Stops the bomb from going onto the floor. Nade's going to go deep against Arya there, too. Perfect connection, bringing him down to 33 HP now. And as soon as Tarek gets the peek at the right angle, it is another very clean round from OpTic. Again, only losing Naf, and look at how quickly the money's building up for the CT side.
Yeah, OpTic is being so confident, pushing everything. Every single round so far, they've been aggressive somewhere, even from the pistol round on forward. I'd like to see, you know, they probably don't have the most concrete default running here. Finding mid-control is very difficult when you don't have coordinated smokes and flashes. Regardless, I mean, Splyce just needs to punish this aggression any way they can. As we see, they're actually opting for this default right now. Crucial and Davey with that AWP up towards top mid. Machine Gun again back towards that A-ramp area. And OpTic's not even getting super aggressive yet. They understand that this is going to be a full buy coming out from Splyce. They don't want to give him any free kills. So Mixwell is pushed up towards Catwalk, but even he knows that his support has just left him from mid, so he's going to play more passive towards that ladder room area. And Splyce just holding steady across the map.
good is they actually do have somebody watching for their flank this time. Machine Gun keeping eyes out to make sure nobody pushes over there towards the T ramp, and Navy kind of doing the same thing from mid, but also trying to investigate mid here now too. Arya is going to start to sneak into underpass. They've got Rush waiting in the connector, but he's not going to meet these guys as soon as they push outside. So they'll get that control of the bottom area here of mid for free. It's just going to be moving outside of here. It's a problem that strikes many teams that will also, of course, be affecting Splyce in this match, and that nade just comes out of nowhere. Hits directly onto Asilian's head and brings him down to 51 HP. He's going to pop out another one there, but OpTic are being very, very cautious on this round. You know, they've seen that mid pressure. They're going to try to sneak in here, but Rush waits just on the other side of the door. He's got a pop flash to go in. It doesn't really hit very well, so holds back on the peak, and good reason too. There's two players waiting on the other side, and right now, OpTic just seem to be making all the right decisions. He's going to push in a little bit early, though, and that's where finally we'll start to see a mistake made. Arya shuts down Rush. The rest of the team is going to follow through with the A hit. Stanislaw can sort of see over the smoke, but not well enough. Finds one kill, though, against Machine Gun. Very quickly falls back, only to lose a quarter of his HP. What he's not spotting, though, is this player pushing through the smoke and ticket. Asilian backs out, and again, it's a lot of very close encounters here, but nothing is following through with anything. It's just a bit of a standoff at this point.
Yeah, this post plant just needs to hold for Splyce, and actually Crucial is going to fall to Nafly. Arya over here in connector might be the linchpin to this hold, but not the best post plant position is Asilian stuck over here in Sandwich. He's got to find at least one kill. He's not able to get one, and Davy's got to go big right here. Cross-firing with Arya, and Arya's actually going to fall immediately afterwards. So now it's a 1v3 for Davy. They know exactly where he is, and it's just a matter of time before they hunt him down. He's going to find Tarek before he does, but the defuse is coming in. And this is not looking good so far from Splyce. It almost seems like across the board, I mean, it's 7-0 now. OpTic just seems to be reading this game perfectly. I mean, that round right there, they're fully aware that Splyce is going to be playing, you know, a little bit cautious. They're going to hold for the aggression. They have a full buy coming out. They had an AWP on Crucial. And yet, OpTic biding their time, and it feels like their frag grenades are finding their mark every time, even though it's this late round aggression. There's no real mystery late round where Splyce is going because they're giving up map control so easily.
We can see Splyce here too, sitting back now on one of their buy around this, so they still thankfully have enough cash to go for the pickup, but at the moment it's still another very direct hit, this time leaning itself over towards the B bomb site. Having 4 inside of there ready to push, but also having the number 2 player, Tarek, starting to sneak out here too to look for more of that info. Mix also hitting just around the corner, spots the gun barrel, takes a shot at it. That obviously is not going to connect, and Asilian leaps over it. Mind games a bit on the mix wall there, so definitely a bit of a mistake. Ultimately, though, the rest of the B hit does not go very well. We can see Tarek and Rush just rotating in to shut down the final 2.
Yeah, this is just messy. I mean, Splyce, they're not even getting a chance to kind of show off this talent and get into proper gunfight positions because OpTic is just on point. They're able to hit these entries, you know, stop any progress being made into the bomb sites almost every time. The only site that Splyce is getting any progress on, actually, is the A bomb site, and it's intentionally given by OpTic. You know, they're falling back into CT spawn, they're waiting for their ops to do work, they're cross-firing with their teammates, and Splyce is just walking into it unbeknownst to them. There's a push coming out now from Tarek. He's going to find the first one. Stanislaw helps him out with the second. He grabs his second, actually, Tarek, and now it's a 5v2. They know there's almost no money on the board here from Splyce, so they just casually cleaning up this round, throwing some aggression their way to keep Splyce playing passive on their gun rounds, and it's working effectively. This is about to be 9-0 for Splyce, barring some sort of a miracle from Machine Gun.
It's a shooting gallery out in mid, and OpTic get all the prizes.
Shooting gallery. What do they win, Blue?
Well, right now they're getting a lot of money. They're probably getting an extra, like, $5,000.
I was hoping for, like, a stuffed animal or free cotton candy.
No, just cash.
Okay. Well,
they're going to get some nice Logitech G-Mice for the reference.
Nice plug.
Thank you.
Well done.
The new G900. Anyway, Mixwell moving in on the flank there. Finds the last kill in a machine gun. And with that, OpTic claim their 9th round. Still rolling ahead here. Still to see a single one put up on the board by Splyce. Another issue here, too. Again, they're not even getting on the bomb sites. There's only been 2 plants this entire half.
Feels bad, man. I mean, this is kind of what we expected. When we were talking back and forth at the analyst desk, both sides were discussing, like, yeah, it's Splyce. This is going to be a wash. Probably OpTic is going to be hot and dominant. But there was, in the back of your mind, you're hoping, you know, Splyce, even though you haven't been practicing and this is a brand new roster, the Machine Gun just got into the U.S. You hope secretly, hopefully, that this would be a one-sided match the other way. Nonetheless, an A execute coming out here from Splyce. They actually tried to scrim up this A ramp, and the first kill goes away for Rush. But Davey and Crucial respond, and Stanislaw tucked away in this sandwich position finds 2. And now it's a 2-on-1, actually. Arya and Asilian both find kills. And Arya is going to push over here towards triple. They actually I think Asilian heard Nafly over in CT spawn, so they're just booking it to B.
Nav is going to sneak out, though, very quickly to try and find this. Maybe even, they went through underpass, so they're good to go. Thought they were going to wrap around over onto Cat, where Nav would have been able to spot them. But the 2 remaining players in Splyce are smart about it. They do fall back around to the safer path. But what this does do, though, is it is going to actually give Nav a little bit more time to appropriately rotate into market to try and take this 1v2. He trades out the op, goes over to the M4 instead. And look at all the utility he has as well. He can really play the time on this one. Obviously still having a kit, so he's going to start to sneak back in. Not using any of that utility just yet. He's getting all this ground for free. Again, very, very smart about this. Has a good read on the situation, but now he's going to find the other 2. And this is actually really, really tricky with the way they're set up, as he has to try and isolate these 2 1v1s separately. Jumps up, though, finds the first one, and he's actually going to look for the second player. Catches him in the open, but doesn't immediately get the kill. But now, this is where that utility comes in. The Molotov is tossed. Was actually thrown a little bit deep there, so Ari can just push right past. He's going for the defuse anyway, but he's in the open. And with that Molotov that was thrown way too deep, Ari's actually able to push right past and just grab the final kill.
Yeah, Naf always so solid in his clutches. He basically had that. The thing was, like you said, threw it way too deep. It was a greedy Molotov. He wanted to keep him penned in kitchen, but you can hear the Molotov sound as it's being thrown, so Nafly just holds W up through B apartments. Or sorry, Arya holds W through those B apartments and is able to get that kill before Naf finishes the defuse. So Splyce gets our first round, and here we are. Suddenly this is a, maybe we have a ball game on our hands, Blue?
Maybe.
And what do you win at ball games, Blue? Not cash. I was looking for something different. Not a Logitech mouse either.
Peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I want like a pink elephant or something. Asilian actually is going to find the first kill. This is quick mid aggression finally coming out from Splyce, and at the same time, OpTic is getting aggressive at mid. So Asilian, again, being alone over there at mid, finding that kill in a mix wall was huge, but gets traded out very quickly. Rush over here. Might be able to see that bomb planter. He does, but the bomb does get planted. Davey will fall, so now it's a 3v4 retake. Ooh. Rush a little hit off the mark there with that smoke, helping disguise his teammates over there in connector or smoke them off. Nonetheless, Crucial tucked over in here at Firebox. Machine Gun and Arya are doubled up here at A ramp. Where's that Tetris area? Again, kind of some awkward post-plant positions, but the bomb is planted for everyone at this point. They just need to peek together, make sure they find some of these kills early. And yeah, some nice flashbangs. And Crucial and Machine Gun find 2 apiece, or 1 apiece, but it's almost as if like there's just perfect communication on the OpTic side. The retakes are coming in and everybody's pushing in together, even though there was 1 good pop flash, right? You get a kill or 2. The fact of the matter is, like, if you can't turn that into a multi-frag situation when you're down numbers, you're just not going to win. And so 2 members of OpTic there survive. It's 10-1, and Splyce has no money.
So OpTic, again, will just push forward here. While some of their money was reduced off of that round 1 from Splyce, and there's the consistent trading that at the very least is happening within a lot of these rounds. Again, Splyce have had themselves reset. They don't have enough to justify a force-up immediately into that round, so they do go on to a full eco here, waiting for the next round to really go for that next investment. For the most part, it's just going to be P250s and Deagles here, and once more, they're also proceeding pretty straightforward through the B alleyway, up to the apartments, and probably falling through onto the site, although Tarek's already spotted one of them. The nade, a little bit deep again. Unfortunately, doesn't do as much damage as some of us may have expected. Only really hits Asilian for a large amount.
Yeah, unfortunately for Splyce, this is never a good feeling. Like, the best you can hope for with 4 rounds remaining basically in the half is an 11-4 situation. And this kind of, here's Asilian actually finding 1. So it's not terrible. I mean, if you could turn this into a couple more kills and maybe a bomb
Good
plant,
luck getting out of
you feel a
apartments,
little bit better. But yeah, there's just no way you're going to be able to just butt your head into the B-bomb site when you get spotted that early. And there's not a whole lot you can call off of that, because OpTic has pushed through the map. They have map control, and you're all stuck in upper B. Tarek actually sitting at 16-6. He's having a lights-out match of his own.
Some good work there. Once more, racking up, I believe, 2 kills on that round, but had more. I think he had that shooting gathered around too. A lot of them are eco kills, granted, but still.
Hey, eco kills are still kills.
Very true.
Eco kills matter,
Pistols, man.
Yeah, don't even get me started. Oh, man.
So
they're actually rolling back into the default here, Splyce. So the one time that they actually had success winning a round was off the back of this default, but they're playing it so passively. OpTic just getting a little bit of answer. They're able to rotate the instant that they hear noise and support each other. And Nafly's finally going to get aggressive, and he drops onto Ari in underpass. And the first kill goes away of OpTic.
Tarek finding another one too. It's just a direct peek out onto mid. Rush also catching Crucial. The hit starting to fall apart already. Machine Gun loses another 1v1, and Asilian is the last man standing here. Also throws that flashbang out just a little bit too late. With that, Mixwell's going to be able to move in and punish before he's actually affected by it. Mixwell, or probably not Mixwell, Machine Gun currently sitting at 3-13.
Yeah, it's his first game.
True.
We'll give him a pass. Again, like this is what I was saying earlier, is that I feel like there's been no opportunities really for Splyce to make some openings and find any progress under the bomb sites. Again and again, you're in a situation where basically you're getting shot in the back while blind and being crossfired by multiple OpTic players. And actually, in the previous round, we saw Nafly literally just jump out of window because there's no mid presence whatsoever ever coming out from Splyce. They get cleaned up so quickly because they're playing so passively. They lose their gunfights, and so Nafly able to just kind of run around mid, jump out windows like it's no big deal. And finally, I mean, OpTic giving a little respect on these force buy rounds. They don't want to give any free rounds. It's 12-1. No reason to. But Splyce backs up against the wall. You need 3 here.
Splyce will actually ditch away from the top mid pressure that they had going a second ago, though, and most of them are just going to group up over here outside of the apartments to push into B. It's going to be Naf as well as Mixwell on this site to defend it. They're not really taking an active role in defending the apartments. Naf up on the box there, just around the corner in sight, and Mixwell is going to be flashed. Stays in that position, though. Sees the players crossing, is going to Molotov out from the van spot. Naf can see them. He's seen the shadows at least here. He's going to wait a moment here before actually striking. Finds that first kill, wraps up for more, but he is spotted in the back by Machine Gun. So we'll fall to that. Already even grabbing a second kill against Rush here, too. So very quickly, this is put down into a 2-on-4. And Tarek being hit by another grenade is now just at 5 HP. Still waiting for his teammate to rotate over. Things are obviously not looking very good. Stanislaus here. We'll see what exactly OpTic are going to be able to do. That flash bouncing over the cash register there. But in all this time, they've given Splyce the moment to get themselves into post plants. Machine Gun does go down to Stanislaus. They push back in. We're going to see even more damage done in the CTs here. They start to wrap out, but they've got this very well held. Tarek, if he even goes for this, is probably going to die the second he peeks. There we go. They've seen him. Cross from Maria, takes him down. A second round from Splyce.
Judging by the way this half has been played so far, you know, finding a round when you just have Tech 9s and a few flashbangs, I'd call it a miracle, you know? I'd call it a miracle round, and it's a little late in the half for one, but 12-2. What do we say about 12-2, Blue?
I don't know.
Feels bad, man. 12-2. I mean, you're hoping for 3. Right? No. I thought about some punchlines that I could throw out there, and I'm like, none of those are appropriate. But 12-2, you're down at 12-1 at one point. Like, ugh. You really needed a miracle, and they finally got it. So if they can get this third one, not the worst possible half, I guess, is the most positive thing that I could say about it. But this aggression at upper B needs to pay off.
Overall, though, they were pretty much a mess. Definitely looking at a team that just got together, and they need a lot of time to actually perfect strats, because, I mean, even Machine Gun isn't able to win his 1v1s when he sends that solo lurker is definitely a problem that he's going to have to work on. But, like we mentioned before, it is also his first game, so whether it's jet lag, I'm not going to throw that excuse out there, but it is possibly something that is maybe in the mix here, or just adjustment in general here that he's still dealing with. Stanislaus, though, is going to punish these guys, and in comes Tarek. It wasn't even called. See, that's the problem with Machine Gun, is he does get taken down, but there's nothing called out there, so Crucial can't react to that at all. So interesting note for the end of it, but that is going to close out the half. 13-2 for OpTic. They have a huge lead on this one. Stick around, guys, and we'll be back in just a few moments with the second half.
He's going to get the one kill in that bomb coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my god, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this over still.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
OpTic look to be in solid shape indeed on their CT side, completely outreading the guys from Splyce on their own T half there. As we go into the second half, it's going to be a 13-2 lead for OpTic, not leaving a lot of room for Splyce. Communication issues aside, just overall the team looks like looks a little bit green at this point. So,
Did you green wall? No.
What?
Wrong team.
Actually, I didn't even realize that, but yeah.
But I knew what you were saying.
Yeah.
Definitely a messy half coming out here from Splyce. I'm not even going to talk about the pistol round. This is, you must win. You just got to win, straight up. If you actually have a hope and a prayer to make this an acceptable final score. However, OpTic has just been supremely dominant throughout. I mean, Splyce, it's not even about winning at this point. It's purely about trying to find some chemistry and something positive to say about this match, because up until now, there's just been nothing.
We do see the OpTic guys very quickly proceeding out over here through underpass. More following up behind them here, but the three are already out. They're going to move in. Actually, a smoke was tossed over here towards connector, but it misses a little bit. I don't think that's going to matter much, though, as they're going for this execute very, very quickly. What they don't spot is that player in jungle. It's Arya sitting back a little bit here. He does peek out and find his first kill against Mixwell. At the same time here, we do see Tarek kind of stuck back over here. He's got a position to pursue players, and actually it's perfectly timed. Runs right up on a machine gun as he's running away. Shuts him down. 3 left alive, and they've all got to rotate over to this bomb site. Nav also tucked away right here inside of the T-ramp along with another teammate. Him and Stanislaw stuck here. See more of them going to start to peek back out, but it's Tarek dominating the playing field here. Crucial and Davey both go down. The last man left alive is Ari. He does manage to get 2 kills actually with about 7 HP, but Rush still takes him down, and OpTic will win the pistol.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this is more than likely going to end in 16-2 is not a good way to begin your legacy over here in North America, but you know, it is what it is. You can't expect great success coming out from this Splyce roster so immediately. OpTic, however, I mean, these guys are looking crisp, and I said it a few times. Well, I don't even necessarily want to talk about whether or not Splyce is playing well. This is for sure OpTic playing above and beyond kind of what I expected from them just based on the recent roster changes. They are in a position kind of to push towards playoffs as the season progresses, and this is a good way to do it. It's actually a beautiful shot coming in from Ari over there at that A-bomb site, just like you said, wrecked.
Hunt for a few more here. Mixwell's also going to catch the feet of Machine Gun, though, as he tries to rush down, and well, he'll just awkwardly plop down the stairs there as his body tumbles. And OpTic now hold a 4-on-2 advantage. Like we mentioned before, they have managed to get the scout shot into Rush, but they've cleared out the B-bomb, so there's no one here, and they're just going to waltz right onto it. They've even kept the man behind. Mixwell, after finding that kill, is still here just outside of the T-ramp, and he can easily just push right through the site to try and crush these guys that are now rotating over. Yeah,
I believe Mixwell's probably holding on to this AK at A-ramp. And he doesn't even need to, as both Asilian and Arya are moving back towards that B-bomb site. Arya just holding for catwalk, trying to get Asilian a gun. Actually, Asilian did claim that AK, so I take that back. Mixwell is pinching through that A-bomb site, so Arya probably trying to find a nice scout kill from him again. He's going to fall to Mixwell, so there's that pinch that you were talking about. Asilian is falling back towards T-spawn. And at this point, I mean, you hope to keep the AK, but the chances of Tarek not finding this kill in the next 10 seconds is Nafly. that is the chance, is Nafly.
There you go. Naf closes it out. OpTic already at 15 rounds here. The Force Buy obviously will come in for Splyce, but it's not going to be that great. Just upgraded pistols. Arya is still with the scout. The roster having armor bought up behind them as well, but again, with just little spats of utility here and there. That is the only thing that Splyce will be bringing to the table. We've already seen in the past the Ricos. Well, they have had some success with it on the T side just by purely pushing and aggressing the sites there to catch OpTic off guard. Unless they do something crazy like that again, it's probably not going to work. And actually, Stanislaw had a little hole there. You can see the bottom left corner through the smoke. He's going to get his flash, and that's will allow one of them to push in. Machine Gun and the Asilian get those kills. They overstay their welcome, and because of that, both of them will get traded out there. Losing both Stan and Naf early on. Splyce also losing Davey and Asilian.
Yeah, OpTic's just going to regroup back towards this B-bomb site. Mixwell's holding down the middle part of the map. He's going to run into Arya any second now, and he's able to find that frag. So now it's 3-on-2. Machine Gun and Crucial. Hey, new guys, how about you win us around here? Let's go. Machine Gun's actually going to tread carefully back towards this jungle area. He's got to move a little bit quicker, though, as OpTic is about to walk into the B-bomb site uncontested. Nevertheless, I mean, it's 15-2. This is a must-win situation. There's no saving this AK here for Machine Gun. They got to figure something out and quick.
OpTic are just going to roll right into the site again, finding the easy plant there. They've also got the 3-on-2. Only one gun has been retrieved by Machine Gun at this point. Crucial has a CZ. Full ammo still at the very least, but yeah, again, they're all set up in post plants now too is the other problem. But he peeks out, grabs one. Brutal trade will be found. Machine Gun grabbing at least that trade kill there. He's got a 1v2 to worry about here as he dips his way into the bomb site. And Rush and Tarek are also set up in a cross spring. If he goes right through mid, and if they spot him quickly enough, he's going to find deaths. But actually, holy crap, Machine Gun. What a very great turn of events for him. Walks around that corner and finds them both lined up.
It might be 15-3 right now, provided he does get this defuse. He will. 4 kills for Machine Gun, but I bet Davey somewhere is screaming. You know? Just loud as hell, just screaming, so hyped. And you know what? If you're going to pull something positive away from it, let it be this. Nice lineup there for Machine Gun.
Unfortunate the second guy from OpTic actually backs up further in the site just to perfectly line up the stars, essentially, for him to find both of those shots in a row. So Machine Gun gets that clutch at the very least.
Doubled his kills that round.
Splyce will keep themselves in this game for a little bit longer, but even with that victory, look at this buy. It's a bunch of scavenged guns, shotguns, and whatnot. However, there we go. Another good start. Crucial shutting down Mixwell. They've got a 5v4. Scratch that, a 5v3 now is Crucial. Shuts down Stanislaw.
Yeah, I mean, nice entries coming out here from Crucial. And of course, now it's a 5v3, and OpTic's just rocking some Tech 9s and whatever they could force up with, trying to end this quickly, keep the money low on Splyce at least, but just kind of fishing around the map, see if Splyce is getting aggressive. OpTic, Tarek over there, going back to check his flank. Crucial's actually moved this op back towards this connector, and he's going to find a nice shot on the rush. Finally, Splyce getting the opportunity to find some gun battles. Obviously here on the CT side, it's a little bit easier to pick and choose where you fight. And both Machine Gun and Crucial going back-to-back with some big rounds. And there's Arya dropping Tarek with a nice scout shot. He's going to drop out. A little over-aggressive there. But he's feeling it. His whole team's feeling it. They want to end this now. And Crucial with 4 kills. He's back.
Getting some big kills in that round, of course, but still a long way to go is the unfortunate truth here.
They've had 1, 2, 3.
No.
And 4 rounds now. And you know what? I'm proud of these new guys. This is not an easy situation to be in. When you're calling yourselves a professional gaming team, you're in ESL Pro League, you're playing one of the best teams in North America, and you're struggling. You're a new roster. Doesn't feel good. But the fast B play coming in here from OpTic. Asilian and David both flashed off the back of the site. 1 burn kill, and then an AK, 2 AK kills to follow it up for Asilian. Now it's 5-on-2. OpTic just looking to see if they can win something easy and catch somebody off guard, but did not happen there. Now Mixwell, well, just Mixwell, stuck up here in Upper B Apartments, going to be hunted down.
Trying to play with the Deagle a little bit there, but he doesn't eventually get taken down before he grabs any kills. Actually, a very clean round from Splyce, so
no deaths.
The possibility to upgrade these guns, and you might as well do it, considering you're up against 15 rounds anyway. You can't really lose the guns, so we'll be seeing one of them at least getting dropped now. Davy's still going to stick with the auto shotty, but everybody else is bought up here. And OpTic again, showing a few problems closing out this match. Thankfully, they still have a 10-round cushion, so I wouldn't be worried just yet.
I'm not worried. You know what? At the very least, the motivational speech at halftime must have been something like this. Like, guys, we're down 13-2. Was it? Yeah, 13-2?
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? At least we're not the first team that got, destroyed this season, and at least it wasn't a 16-0. Hey,
nice reference.
Is that wound still
Very
fresh?
Well and Tilt, your Twitter blows up with angry Brazilian fans.
Vamos.
So now OpTic Gaming again here. They did have a good early nade toss that went on the Davy there. Unfortunately, they failed to follow it up with anything else. Ari and Asilian falling back there. They do pick up 2 additional kills, and it's just on Stanislaw, the Glock in hand. He's going to try to make a push into the B bomb site, but without the bomb...
You must yell the word Glock. So.
Sorry.
Glocks.
We lose to Glocks!
It's a meme.
I don't want to yell too loud because I don't want to peak the microphone.
How loud do I have to yell to peak the microphone?
I don't know. If it sounds really abrupt, then you've done that job.
I love how Davey has this auto shotgun in hand and is using it. One of these days,
taking pointers from Hiko.
He's going to win. Yeah, well, I don't even see Hiko use it that much anymore. I see Davey. He's like, okay, this is a viable weapon. Probably from watching Hiko. I'll concede that. But, one of these days, he's going to be #1 post on Reddit. It's not going to be Shroud. It's not going to be Roka. It's going to be Davey with the auto shot. I can feel it in my bones.
Great flashback to start things off. These guys from Splyce are completely blinded, but one of them is a team kill on Splyce as well. Machine Gun, unfortunately, steps in front of Asilian. With that, he's going to get that kill. Davey, though, leaping in through the smoke. Finds that pickup, picks up a rifle, or apologies, an op, and now retreats back.
Yeah, this is not a good way to start the round for Splyce, so Davey, in a last-ditch effort to make some magic happen, has done so. Finding 2 kills, one with the auto shotty, which is there for strictly for morale purposes to crush the spirit of the enemy, not for actual damage. And he picks up that AWP and finds a second one, and I believe it was Tarek over there in upper B. So now it's a 3v3, despite the botched underpass push from Machine Gun and Asilian. Splyce still in relatively good spots for this A push. It depends on how fast Crucial can get here back towards CT spawn. Arya knows they're up A ramp. Might be able to find Stanislav before he plants this bomb, and he does. So now it's just Nafly and Rush. Rush is flanking all the way through CT, so it's just Nafly over there on Tetris. He falls to Crucial, so now it's Rush in a 1v3. Crucial may turn around at any point here, but it doesn't look like he has yet, and he's going to fall to Rush, so 35 seconds remain. Rush is in a 1v2.
Rush now going to try to push his way up to the bomb site here. Rush wasting no time with it. Actually wants to deny himself or deny his opponents the opportunity to really get into better positions. But as we saw there, OpTic, this man alive there, was not able to close out. Davey with a wild play, just jumping into the smoke. Mixwell didn't know what to do with himself, so he goes down and even picks up that second kill to deny Tarek, pressuring himself into the B site.
Yeah, and OpTic pistol armor again. Taking a page out of the E United book last night, says, guys, we're just gonna buy every round, and they're pushing into the loss bonus anyway. It's not a bad decision at all. I'm just being you know, a little facetious there, but Mixwell's fishing for a deagle kill over there at upper B. Not gonna find it on to Davey immediately anyway. Nevertheless, Davey's keen towards the possible B push, and he's gonna find that nice kill on a Mixwell. And Splyce is actually holding fast in their positions because Mixwell's the only one that actually was seen over there at upper B. So Davey holding fast might run into more trouble over here at upper B.
Davey catching them though in a line, does massive damage to one of them early on. Second player as well, Stanislav being lit up, but he runs out of ammo there, has to trade out. And because of that, he's going to go down. Crucial's here though, trades out 1 kill on a Tarek, and Asilian coming into the flank here too. Naf finds 1 more kill at least back over towards mid, but Rush peeking out from the apartments. Crucial's waiting for him, and everything falls to Naf once again. He's in a 1v3, he's lost bomb control. He's got an op at least, but with only a single flashbang here, his hope is definitely diminished by quite a bit. And as he pushes into the apartments, look at Asilian. Probably going to be able to get this final kill, unless we see a clutch shot from Naf, which we won't. It's an easy one for Asilian to close out on. With that, Splyce do pick up their 8th.
Yeah, and suddenly, you know, I joked about it a little bit, but this is kind of a ball game here. I mean, the thing that OpTic has intended to do by all these force buys that aren't necessarily going to, you know, help a round win necessarily. It could, and it does quite often in CSGO, but definitely try to keep Splyce's money low, but they haven't been able to keep it that way. And now Splyce is building a bank. You know, the comeback, the idea of a comeback isn't totally out of the question. You just got to minimize your mistakes and make something happen. And there's Asilian finding the first one of the Tarek.
Bit of an awkward exchange there too as Stanislav and Machine Gun walk into each other, and Machine Gun's even going to be able to pick up a second kill as he comes outside of the ramp, but unfortunately falls back far too quickly. He doesn't even realize Mixwell's sitting up on top. Mixwell, he's going to find that play. Come on, get that smoke on the ground. Goes down to 20 HP, but also Rush finding this kill. Tries to get a second. Crucial's going to punish. And again, it's another 1vx situation here for OpTic. 1v2 at this point for Mixwell. Players are going to be a bit passive to push onto the site. They don't exactly know where Mixwell's hiding out at here. They try to molly him out of Firebox, but he's not there. Only a few other places where he could be hiding, though. He's going to try to get aggressive, but he goes out way too early there. They know exactly where he's at. One tap and a second one from Mixwell. Huge rifle clutch from him, and that finally closes out the match now. OpTic are going to take this one over the guys from Splyce. Bit of an underwhelming first match from these guys. And very good play from OpTic on the first half. Things got a bit dodgy there in the second, but they still overcame towards the end. Yeah,
oh my god. What beautiful turning one tap from Mixwell, and then the second one on a Crucial. That is some sexy Counter-Strike right there.
Absolutely. So finally finding that clutch that was needed. That was like the 3rd or 4th round where we had someone in like a 1v3 or something like that. So at least one of them eventually comes out for the OpTic guys. And again, ultimately that goes back to the 12-3 half. Splyce making their best effort at a comeback, but because they were that far behind to begin with, very unlikely that it was going to happen.
Certainly not. But it wasn't a complete wash. I mean, at least we got to see both Crucial and Machine Gun having some huge rounds. And even in that last round, Machine Gun had 2. I wonder, I don't think it was necessarily a lack of awareness or anything like that, but I wonder how often in Southeast Asia you run into teams that just have 3 guys plowing out of Palace randomly in a round. You know, he kind of like ran back towards the stairs area. But nice play from OpTic. First map. They take it.
All right, well, that is going to close out the first map, and now we can head back to our analysis desk. Tom, first thoughts on Machine Gun. A bit underwhelming, but hey, only the first match.
Yeah, just getting warmed up. You know, got to get, you know, a little bit comfortable, get settled in. And then, you know, once he got that 2K at the end and where people just lined up, I think Blue said that the stars aligned for him or something like that. But that's the type of plays that you need to get everybody pumped up and get going. And you could see maybe they can carry that momentum over to the next map.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate they just didn't give themselves any room to work with for the second half because that first half was so bad. It was like the first 7 or 8 rounds was literally like 4-1 splits towards A. They'd send one guy mid. He tried to like solo get mid control to, I guess, late split up connector. It just kept getting shut down. OpTic played pretty aggressive. They were taking all the early fights, and then they would change the pace, play really slow. Didn't really seem, I mean, and this is kind of what you expect, right? There's a new fifth, haven't had a ton of practice, so everything's going to be very basic on the T side. And then their CT side looked pretty good for Splyce. It looked like if they had a little bit more rounds to work with, there was a chance that they could have, you know, made that a little bit more of a contest.
Yeah, that was a hot start for OpTic, though. They came out of the gates swinging, and it was kind of, you know, an uphill battle for Splyce the entire time. The positioning was so strong for OpTic, the baiting and switching, they were peaking at the right times. They really played this CT side very well.
Yeah, this is a great round to show because they double pushed underpass. And so they've got one guy, if you look at the map overview, who's flanking already, and then Naf's just holding a great off angle on connector. And you're going to see here Mixwell, he probably could have waited and probably knifed like 3 people and made the front page of Reddit. But he decides to just take the easy kill on a crucial. And I mean, you see everybody else on the Splyce side is falling. And then even later on in that half, like the first gun round, I think it was the 9th or 10th round, that Arya had a 1v1. I think it was a 1v2 for Naf. He got 1 kill. But just even that round where they finally got on the board, it was a little bit lucky. You see here they have like number advantage, and then Stan's gonna get a couple kills. Crucial just like jumps out through smoke for some reason, and now they have a 2v1. I think they heard Naf rotating over, so they end up going back to B. But the first like 8 or 9 rounds were literally 4-1 A splits. So this is a round that they won at B because of a little bit of misfortune. You know, Naf lifts, so when he threw this this incendiary, went a little bit too far. Arya's able to win a 1v1 to get them at least 1 round, but there's a really good chance that if you play that round again in the identical circumstance, that Maui doesn't go that far, and you know Naf ends up winning it, making it 10-0. And it was interesting because after this round, they seemed to switch it up, and then they started to go towards B. They were able to get a couple more rounds, but there was just not enough room on their CT side to have a chance at that, and OpTic played pretty well.
Now let's talk about Machine Gun a little bit. I think that we're talking about how Splyce was kind of settling. Machine Gun was definitely settling in as well. 11 and 19 overall, not any assists, but we're talking about how they got lucky winning that round. A little bit of luck when he got that 2K as well, but again, that's some of the things that you need. Rather be lucky than good in some instances, and you know how much momentum really comes into a play. I'm curious to see if they're able, you know, to be stoked going into this next one.
Yeah, it was definitely a slow start for Machine Gun. I think he at one point was like 3 and 12 or 4 and 13 or something. He had 4 kills in the same round. That 1v2 was, I actually didn't like the way he played it because he walked up to the bomb, but he didn't tap the bomb. So none of the players had a peek, and that ended up working out because he kind of lurked where they weren't looking and then lined them up. So it was a little bit fortunate there. He seemed to be kind of like their entry. He was like the first up A ramp a bunch of times, and he actually lost some very clean like 1v1s that usually the higher skilled player is going to win those the vast majority of the time. He seemed to lose a bunch of those. So the whole team will need to reset. I'm hoping that we see maybe a little bit more prep and some level of practice out of the Splyce side, because just running 4-1s over and over and over when they're not working, you know, a team like OpTic is going to punish that. We saw them do it aggressively. We saw them do it passively. And overall, I mean, not the best debut, but there's a chance they bounce back from Map 2.
Well, guys, if you want more in-depth stats on that match and more matches, go to thescoreesports.com. Take out your phone, your iOS or Android device, go to the Google Play App Store, and give it a download. And don't go anywhere. We're going to have the second map between OpTic Gaming and Splyce after this short break.